What's up YouTube, Capital G here, doing I guess a double take on a card that I discussed yesterday. It was of course the new DDD Synchro that's going to be released, and I believe this is either a starter deck or a structure deck. I'm going to assume it's probably a structure deck for DDDs. I'm not exactly sure of the set. That's not really that relevant. But anyways, the reason I'm discussing this card again is because yesterday I discussed it and I thought I knew the effect, but I guess YG Organization made they made a mistake when they were translating the card. It got mistranslated and the card didn't seem like, it seemed okay. It just didn't seem like it was super that great. And you know, I'm pretty sure some people saw the video yesterday and they may be thinking, okay, well, the card's really not that good. I don't really have to look back at it anymore. But you know, I want you guys to know the new updated effect because the card is actually pretty damn good now. Like, it's pretty impressive. It's almost at the point where it's like, man, do we want to say OP now? It's like getting close. So anyways, the card of course that we're talking about is DDD Cursed Blood King Siegfried, and I think yesterday I just called it by the OCG name, which is Juketsu O Siegfried. It's a DDD, of course. It's a synchro, 2800 attack, 2200 defense for a level 8 synchro. It's actually not that bad, and again, the artwork is pretty good on the card. I'm gonna discuss that in a quick second, but the new effect, and actually let's talk about the summoning conditions. One tuner plus one or more DD monsters. So like you're probably just only going to summon this thing in DDDs, and DDDs actually are getting another synchro, or excuse me, another tuner. So making this card shouldn't be that hard. It's not going to be that hard for DDDs. Is they synchro summon a lot, even though when I play DDDs, and like, I'm going to be completely honest here, I played the deck very, very poorly. In fact, on Tuesday's stream, my chat, they took me to the woodshed about how bad I was playing DDDs. But you know what, let's go back on topic. All right, it says the effect is, you can only use the effect of DDD Cursed Blood King Siegfried once per turn. Effect number 1, during either player's turn, quick effect. So, you know, shout outs for that. You can target one face-up spell or trap on the field, negate its effects until the next standby phase. Effect number 2, which remain the same. If this card is destroyed by battle or grave and sent to, or card effect and sent to the graveyard, gain 1000 life points for each dark contract you control. Now, essentially, this card is, I mean, we've actually seen this effect built into a couple of cards recently, but a lot of people are saying that it's legendary 6 Samurai Shien. To me, it's actually better than Shien. The main reason is it can negate cards that are already on the field. Obviously, you can still negate like any spell or trap your opponent activates. Like if your opponent tries to Regeki this card, then you just activate the effect. Okay, well, you chain this to Regeki. Regeki is face up on the field. It gets negated. Thus, Regeki essentially just fizzles. So you can negate essentially any spell card that your opponent activates, but being able to negate, you know, cards that are already face up on the field is, I mean, that's pretty freaking huge, because if you're finding yourself in a mirror match, that can turn off your, you know, your opponent's contract cards during their turn so they don't have access to them. It can turn off a Phoenix chain that may be equipped to your monster, and most important of all, like really, really practical, it turns off pendulum effects. Yes, your opponent can still pendulum summon because they still get their scales or something, but I mean, if your opponent plays something like Cleafort Scout and they activate the effect, like, you know, you just chain this guy, activate his effect, and then Cleafort Scout ends up getting negated, or, you know, just any other pendulum card that, you know, that has some type of effect that's very similar, you can just negate it. And of course, just being able to negate pretty much any spell or trap is really damn good. And since it does it on both turns, it means that if it comes back around to your turn, if you know, like you have a couple of contract cards on the field and they were going to kill you because you didn't have Joan of Arc or something like that, you could just negate those. So, you know, it's cool that you can negate your own cards. The card seems really damn good. And then the icing on top is that when it dies, you just gain life points. You know, the deck already has a bunch of ways to make sure essentially that you don't burn to death from your own cards. So I think this card is actually pretty good, and to me, it's going to become the de facto like synchro to go into, because it seems like it's better than the synchros that the deck has, and they go into their synchros pretty regularly. Now, the thing about this is, and people were talking, I actually was talking to one of the DDD experts that I talked to on my stream a lot, the name Cursed Blood King Siegfried. I think it's kind of interesting. If you ever know the character Reggie, and Reggie is the one who plays different dimension demons on the show, see the scarf he always wears? He always has this red scarf in every single picture, in every single scene. Doesn't matter. You can just keep finding pictures of Reggie. He will always have that red scarf. Is it me, or is that the same exact red scarf? So maybe this has to do something with his father that may be explored on the show, but I find it kind of odd that that red scarf seems to be on this card too, and maybe that has something to do with the name, Blood King. Maybe there's something there, because the scarf is red. This scarf is red too, so I'm pretty sure that that's not just a coincidence. So let me know what you guys think of this card. I think it's fantastic. Thank you guys for watching as always.